Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War raid stream, week 28, day 6. So, of course today, biggest thing that's really noteworthy is we didn't have any kind of event this weekend. However, because of that, one thing they've been doing recently is adding some of the old cosmetic pets back to the game on these empty weekends. And one of those that we got today is the Lunar New Year pet for last year, for 2019. So, yeah, this we'll be getting the 2020 version in like 2 or 3 weeks. I believe it's 2 or 3 Wednesdays from now. I'm pretty sure it's not next Wednesday. But I think it's the 25th, right? Is Lunar New Year this year, I think? I'm not 100% certain on that, but I believe it's the 25th. So probably the Wednesday before or the Wednesday after that, we should be getting the 2020 version. But nonetheless, this pet is completely cosmetic. But however, you're pretty much never going to be able to get it again, or at least very, very, very rarely. So highly advised to go do it before the timer runs out. It is 5 hours and 48 minutes left on it at this exact moment in time. But it's not too big a deal if you don't get it, but it's a pet that you wouldn't really be able to get by any other means if you don't end up getting it now. They might eventually have it like next year around Lunar New Year in some way, but they might try selling it for like $5 or something. They might even still try selling it for $5 in a few weeks if you happen to not get it right now. But yeah, we'll have to see what they end up doing, because they'll probably do some kind of flash offer calendar for Lunar New Year for like a week or something. We'll go take that over for now. Also, why am I using this version of the team? I should probably replace this. I still use this. It can get really quick wins. It just has low consistency. But when it wins like immediately. It's just it takes a little bit to actually get that win. It doesn't have a good consistency with it. As I say that, we like auto win. Oh, 1 HP. What are you doing? The struggle of not setting extra attack. Actually, just for the sake of it, since we do have it right now, that's not the attack I want. Let's just set some attack. There we go. That'll help it some. Anyways, that's not what I want. Let's go keep doing the pets. Though I should probably switch out to Archer. Because free Archmagus EXP. Why not? I don't really need the purple, but I need the EXP, that's for sure. But hello, everyone. Hope all of you have been having a wonderful weekend so far. Hello, Jefferson. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Humberto. Hello, Jellybean. Hello, Drock Savage. Hello, Cookie. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Your name always makes me hungry for cookies, by the way. It reminds me that cookies exist. Hey, this is a really bad board so far. Do we even have a convert? Not really. Oh, yes, we do, actually. We'll go for it. Because once we get it rolling, it just auto wins. There we go. Exactly so. Annoying to get rolling, but once it does, it wins. Near instantly. Personally, not a huge fan of this team, though. I just never bothered switching it out. Yeah, we have alignment. Surprised I didn't get anything. Trying to find a double skull. I don't see any, though. Not like it's even going to matter with that many cascades. So we're actually getting 4 explosions every single time we do that. We could get even 5 if we were to set a hero class that has the explosion every extra turn as well. But we're getting 2 every single time we extra turn, and we get another 2 every single time we take a skull. So if we take an extra turn skull, it'll do 4 explosions. And that should be dead. Nope. What are you doing not looping? There we go. What else? What else? Too bad we don't have cast immediately. That would be a very good board for it. He'd already be dead. Oh, why did I not take skull? Should have. I know he's gotta die. Rip. Luckily enraged for the kill. Easy cleanup. Good start. Alignment, do we have it? Might as well just go for it. I should take that purple first though. That is not a win. That is. Had Girl Scout cookies on sale again. I don't think I've ever been able to eat them. It's because all the Girl Scout cookies may contain nuts. Because they have so many cookies that do have it. And they're generally made in the same factory. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had Girl Scout cookies. Because nut allergy. There we go. How many copies did we get? 2. Is that enough to upgrade it? No, it is not. We got 2 and then we got 2. We got 2 last year and now we got 2 this year. Then if they ever have it again, hopefully we'll get another 2. Then we can actually upgrade it some for some extra levels. Not like it would matter much. Since we're already in the thing of doing dailies, might as well go do these. If nothing else, these give 2 XP each, all these things. Pets give 2 XP each. Daily delves, or sorry, daily adventure board, I mean, gives 2 XP each. Daily delves actually do give 2 XP each as well, which is kind of weird because they give 1 trophy, but they give 2 class XP. I believe it's the only instance in the game where you get 2 trophies in one, or sorry, there actually is one other location. Explore. Explore in the middle range is the same. So I guess, never mind, there are multiple locations that are like that. Oh wait, never mind. No, Explore is the inverse of that. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's kind of weird. Factions are the only thing in the game, if I'm not mistaken, where you get 2 class XP, but 1 trophy. Oh no, there's another instance, PvP, never mind. Okay. I don't know what my tangent's going on about. I'm loopy from not necessarily lack of sleep, but weird sleep schedule. Do you need to try catching up on it tonight? That is for sure. I don't know, all my sleep's been off since I've gotten back. Been trying to fix it, but it hasn't been cooperating. Oh yeah, we just win. You feel obligated to get them for your friends' kids. I at one point sold a bunch of fruit for marching bands because we needed to do fundraising. But instead of doing like candy bars or anything, we ended up doing fruit. It was actually really, really good too. A lot harder of a sell though. Because the candy bar or cookies are a lot more immediate than getting shipped fruit. What? This is a misclick. Okay, so that's all that. That's all that. Let's go clear out dungeons and then continue the grind. Of course, our main goal for this hero class right now is to get to level 70. I want to get to level 70 before Purple Guild War next week. I highly advise doing similar because it is going to be really, really good for Purple Guild War. And I will be covering Teams 4 for Purple Guild War prior to Purple Guild War. as well as the hero class in general. That's a pretty good hero class. Not like Titan good, but it's up there. Not sure if it makes top 5, but it's definitely above normal half. It's definitely in the better half of hero classes. Most noteworthy is it has 50% natural mana start into +3 purple, or into +2 purple with explosion, which is a unique aspect it has compared to Corsair, which can only ever run +3 blue. But this you have an option of +3 purple or +2 blue with a yellow explode off extra turns. I don't think I would use that though. Oh, it depends on the context of your team. When I use it with Vespera, I'm deliberately not going to, because Doomed Scythe actually wants yellow to be on the board. But if the team isn't dependent on yellows being on the board, then might as well just explode the yellows. Because that would actually net gain more mana than a +1 purple would. But there are situations like the Vespera team that we're going to be using that actually would prefer the +1 purple rather than the explode. Just situational. That's nice. It's almost like a little Titan aspect where it has some versatility. Not like that's exclusive to Titan, but Titan just has the highest versatility of any class, so it's worth mentioning. It's not extremely high versatility though, because obviously it'll always be restricted to teams that are very dependent on purple. But does have a few traits that can be switched around a bit. Also, why am I still using attack? Let me switch to pure armor because Rowan. Okay, now that we're back to full armor, we got that. Also, adventure board has been so bad lately. Well, that's good for quick farming of EXP, but still, as far as loot, that's only 9 gems, some useless gold keys, and some useless glory. It's not like those are useless, but you know, the amount that they give is relatively bad at that low of a rarity. At least it's nice quick kills for class XP. But anyway, speaking of class XP, let's go back to Zhejian. I believe we're at level 59, I want to say. What are we at? Actually, it might be a little bit lower than that. What are we at, level-wise, these days? That's not what I want. What are we at right now? 56. Oh, no, 59 is the goal we want to go hit, probably, this stream. Get this thing to 59. I would say to 60, but I do want to get to bed early tonight. So I'll hand out redeem code probably at 58, and then we'll go to 59. Sounds like a game plan. And we should be able to make it in plenty of time for whenever Purple Guild War Day. Obviously, the earliest it could be is Tuesday. Latest it could be Sunday. Regardless, we should easily get there by then. Because after tonight, we'll be within about a 4-hour range of farming the last of the XP we need. 3 to 4 hours or so. Probably closer to 4 hours. And I could finish it all tomorrow if I really wanted to. We'll probably spread it out a bit. Oh, well, there's one level already. Oh gosh, that level came so quick. But it's because we kept getting so many 2 XPs for those quick battles. They add up pretty quick. Dailies alone is 18 XP. Takes like a few minutes, and you get 18 XP off it for your class every single day. Assuming it's weaker ones. You still get it for all of them though, but of course the weaker ones go super quick and have really good XP rate. The only problem is they're limited per day to a very small amount. So hello Jason, welcome. And hello Matt, I don't think I said hi. Welcome as well. Oh, take that, grab a green. And there's for win kill. If it'll let me cast, that is. Please end your turn. There you go. Also, at the end of last stream, we ended up getting the last of the shards there, so we won't need to worry about that for a while. Not that that battle's really that much harder. It's theoretically slightly higher durability because it's a mythic, but that we'll still be able to one-shot with how much damage we have, so it's not actually gonna matter. Also, we finally upgraded Rowan. We did a lot of upgrading last stream. For any of you that weren't here, we ended up using almost every last what did I call it? Metal that we had. We currently have enough to go metal 3 more if we so choose. However, I'm holding out in case we need to go and upgrade something just so we don't have to go out of our way to go and grind those. But yeah, I can currently upgrade 35. We have 32 upgraded. Means we are finally 1/3 of the troops that we need in order to have all 100. So we're 1/3 the way there. Still need the other 2/3, which we'll get eventually. And one of those things that we upgraded was Rowan. I don't really care for Rowan's bonus, which is why I haven't done it for such a long time. However, we're using it so much in the current state of the game that might as well upgrade it. It's 6 additional damage for upgrading it. Not excessively high, given that it's already doing over 100 per cast. Normally in the hundreds, but 6 is still more than it had prior, so it works. It's really weird that it doesn't gain any amount of armor, though. Because 6 magic obviously is not the greatest of stats that it could be getting. The best typing it could have based on the typings that exist is that one knight-like class or typing, which it would never have because it doesn't really suit that role. But it gives a lot of armor and some HP. I think it gives something like 12 armor, 14 armor. I think most of it are 14 armor. Or never mind, support is the one that gives more armor. My bad. But yeah, if it counted as a support troop, I believe it gains 14 armor and 10 HP. And 14 armor would actually be 28 additional damage for it rather than the current 6 that it has. Which is quite a difference. But unfortunately it doesn't have that typing. If nothing else, at least has 10% this week as well. I think that's off of Elemental this week, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, what's the 10% actually on? Oh, never mind. It's on Forest of Thorns, isn't it? Yes, it is. Forest of Thorns. It's Forest of Thorns and something else. Because it is a Forest of Thorns event week after all. Why am I doing Zhejian? It's one of the locations that doesn't have anything annoying. It has no spell reduction. It has no troops that have a 25% revive. It has no empower. Like, all the really annoying mechanics you would want to avoid with this team do not exist in this faction. The only slightly annoying thing that can happen is on the legend battle, for the mini boss. You can get a, what's his name? You can get, Goblin King in last slot, which gives him 20 HP, which depending on your damage output would be enough for him to survive. But other than that, this kingdom has no annoying mechanic in it. But yeah, we're just farming classic XP right now. We're just doing Zhejian because there's pretty much no annoying mechanic in this delve. I believe it was also one of our lower arcanes. However, at this point, I'm pretty sure that's not the case anymore. But it was. But yeah, it's just one of the kingdoms that doesn't have anything annoying. Because now even Urskea has an annoying part. It's very low chance, but it does have one troop that has a 25% revive. Making this place actually more consistent if we're just going for the lower level range. It's still obviously best to go do Scorpius at 12 at that location. However, Scorpius 12 in Urskea does not farm classic XP as quick. Plus, you normally use Titan hero class with it anyways because it works most optimally. Because you need the Brownstorm plus Barrier. Barrier just so your hero doesn't accidentally die to an Enrage Poke, and the Brownstorm to get things rolling. With Leprechaun and everything. Let's see. Grab that for now. It'll let me click. Hate things that have so many traits because it takes longer to do the initial thing. It used to be very slow at one point in the game before we ever got speed options. Like, your entire battle would be longer. Like, the start of the battle would be longer than the entirety of the battle in some instances when traits first came out because speed didn't exist at the time. We didn't have a 2 times, 3 times, 4 times speed at that time. Like, right now, it'd still be doing traits in those situations if a bunch of them had traits. Like, just the trait intro of the battle would be longer than how long that entire battle took. But luckily, that's not the case anymore. Or at least I have 4 times speed anyways. There was a pretty funny glitch, though, when traits first came out. And for several months after, we're at normal speed, which at one point was the only speed in the game. But at normal speed and slower, it would have a weird glitch where Empower troops were able to cast as soon as they had full mana. So you could basically cast an Empower troop prior to the enemy triggering their traits. This was relevant because, of course, some troops could gain durability off their traits or other beneficial things that would start at the beginning of battle. And one interesting thing that would also happen is if you cast your ability prior to the enemies triggering their traits, it would ignore them triggering their traits. So if they had any traits that trigger at the start of battle, and you used an Empower troop to cast before they triggered, it would completely skip over any of their abilities that would trigger at the start of battle. It was pretty common to use it against Jinx, because Jinx used to have a few more applicable things like Famine and stuff that could be used on. And it was possible to completely bypass double Jinx or triple Jinx with that glitch. It's not a thing anymore, though. You can set it to a slow speed and just won't let you cast your power. They have fixed it since, of course. Why am I doing this Explorer? It has nothing annoying, for the most part. It doesn't have any 25% revive. It doesn't have, or any revive in that regard. It doesn't have any, I don't believe it has any summon. It doesn't have any, Empower. It doesn't have any spell reduction. Like, all the really annoying mechanics that you'd want to try to avoid from Explore, it does not have. There's several kingdoms that are like it. I forget the full list. Zhejian just happens to be one of them, and the one I tend to do. There was someone who was composing up a list. Oh, who was it? Gosh, why do I forget your name off the top of my head? But someone was composing a list. I'm not sure if they ever finished it, though. They were going to compose a bunch of lists for all of the type of explorers. Not sure if they ever finished that, because there's a lot of work that goes into that. It's one of the reasons why I haven't composed it myself. Because there's a lot of factors you'd have to check for every single kingdom in the game. Was this Starlight? Yeah, I believe it was Starlight. He was here this morning. I didn't ask him about it this morning. It didn't cross my mind. Yes, we're doing these rush battles to level up Magnus. This is tied at the quickest EXP rate in the game. The absolute best method for farming EXP through this method requires the hero class to have Red Storm, which is why I'm not currently running the other method. Because the other method gives 2 trophies per battle instead of 1 at the exact same rate. Plus you get slightly better medals, because you do Explore 5 rather than Explore 3. But it is mandatory to have Red Storm to do that method. And this hero class does not have Red Storm. So we're just doing the alternative method. It's still the same class XP per hour. The only difference is we get slightly less gold. We get slightly less rarity metals. And that's it. That's the only slight difference with it. It doesn't actually affect the XP rate, one or the other. They both win at the same rate. If anything, this is almost more consistent because the other method needs ever so slightly more XP towards their towards the mythic. And this team can also 4 times extra turn into full mana, like right there, where we took a 4 times green or 4 times blue to get full mana, whereas the other team does not have that option. Meaning, I guess technically the other team's ever so slightly slower, but you get more loot out of it. So yeah, I guess this is exactly the quickest XP rate in the game then, for hero classes. Because the other one would probably on average be 5 to 10 XP slower per hour. It's a very minuscule difference, but still different. I do feel like the other method is overall better though, but it only works for Red Storm hero classes. Yeah, I keep calling it Archmagus. It's Archmagus or something. Archmagus? Is it Archmagus? I guess that makes sense as is a mage. It looks like more like Archmagus to me. But I keep calling it Archmagus. I'm like adding an N that doesn't even exist in the word. So thank you, Isabel. Yeah, I really do need to use Discord more often. I am on there on occasion, though, if anyone ever pokes me. Specifically messaging me directly. But the server also works. Magus. I'll get words right eventually. Yeah, I said I'd hand out code at 58. It should almost be at 58 soon. Soon, TM. Oh, there's a chest. Will we get a double? Nope. Just the Yasmin. You all hurt your delicate ears sometimes. Yes, I pronounce some words very, very badly. I butcher all the words. Also, so far this year, we've been gaining on average 1 level every 2 days. Should easily be able to reach 1,600 level this year. Not like I'm in any rush to do so. But hey, we gain 1 extra hero stat when we do. They add up, given that we use hero in almost every battle. Yep, there's our level, or not the level I was talking about for hero class, but level for the class itself. Or sorry, we got it for hero class, not for the hero itself. But anyways, I did say I'd hand out code at that point. Oh, I didn't get a code from earlier. Whoops. Whoopsie whoops. 1 second. Where's the code section? That's the one I handed out this morning. And it should be the one I'm handing out now. Yep. Make sure it works. It does. And here you guys go. Copy, copy. Pasty, paste. And there you guys go. There's a redeem code. You use on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Enjoy, everyone. Gives same reward as always. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over there. Redeem code's right over there in chat. All the random letters. Also, we haven't been getting letters and numbers. We keep getting random letters. And same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Of course, the main loot being a gem key. And it's only usable on PC mobile version. There you guys go. Also, what's the current flash offer, by the way? Oh, yeah, it's still that deed. That's still going on? I thought that'd be shorter than that duration. Guess it's lasting all weekends. It's not really too worth it. They keep charging quite a bit of money for deeds. It's like $2.50 per deed. Of course, you're getting some gems on top of that, but still. A little pricey. Especially now that they increased the amount of deeds you can get easily per week. So all you really need to do is just contribute more to your guild and you'd be able to get it. Because you can now get 2.66 deeds of any color you want through guild. You get 1 just by getting the 11th epic task done. But you also, from doing the entirety of green, get enough to do about 1.6 deeds. And you can put that towards another deed. Meaning you could basically get that every single week, that $5 offer. Just by doing some more epic tasks. If you aren't already doing that with your guild. And unlike the money ones, which generally, or always, only allow you to get 1 specific color, the writs do allow you to get any color. I'm actually surprised they haven't tried selling writs yet. I don't think they've had a single offer where they sold writs yet. It'd make a lot more sense. Because it's a lot harder to sell a specific color deed like green or yellow or something, compared to selling purple deeds or literally just the writs equivalent of the deeds. Since those can just convert to whatever. Speaking of that, do I have some spare writs? I feel like I do. I should craft them all into purple. The answer is no. Never mind. I can't even see how many writs we have on this page. They said they would consider adding it here, but it's not currently there. I want to go see how many writs we have. We have to go all the way over to our inventory. Go all the way to the bottom here. And somewhere here should be writs. Yeah, we have 46 writs. And there's a full breakdown of all of our deeds as well. How many purples are we at? Only 8. And only 6 Imperial. We really need a adventure board Imperial already. Get it again eventually. Adventure board has been really stale lately. For most this year so far. If nothing else, it's quick class XP, even when it's bad. SSL server error. Why must you do such things? Oh, on earth did that not get full mana? But oh well. But yeah, we'll probably stream until we get 1 more level for now. I'm probably gonna go straight to bed because I am pretty tired right now. And then tomorrow we'll cover the Soul Forge and everything. Monday we cover the new event video and we should be pretty much back to normal schedule. And then soon after we'll cover the hero class. Sometime before Purple Guild War Day. But I need to make sure I have it level 70 before I do cover it. Also, there's a possibility we get patched this Tuesday. And even if we don't have patches next Tuesday, we'll be discussing what is in next patch on Tuesday. But there's a good chance it's coming out Tuesday night. Hasn't been confirmed, but there's probably like an 80-90% chance it's coming out this Tuesday. It's going to be a small patch, but a patch nonetheless. I hope we get some rebalance in it. We haven't gotten rebalance for a while. Like, last major patch, literally the only rebalance was Tanya, which got buffed to be not useless. Still pretty useless, but at least not as useless. It was scaled more like how Ketris is. Still not as good as Ketris, but they tried, like, upscaling it a little bit more like him. Well, it's not that he upscales, but, you know, they tried making it more in line with what Ketris can do, strength-wise. Even though it's still way worse than Ketris. Because it doesn't actually upscale. It's good in like a PvP Guild War kind of context. But in every other context, Tanya is not really that worth it. He's really good if you know you can consistently have higher attack than the enemy. Which obviously with upscaling is not something you could easily do. Unless you have Mass Entangle. And even then, his damage isn't boost ratio like a Ketris does. But he has stun, which is a nice aspect of it, but it's a little pricey for a triple stun option compared to Obsidious that can do it for 0 mana, which is generally what you use if you really want to stun. That's viable. Yeah, definitely don't forget to go do the pet, anyone who hasn't already done it. They're probably going to sell it for $5 in about a week, but still, might as well get it right now. Because after today, you might not be able to get it for, like, ever. And even if they do have it again for some way, it's probably going to be for money. Or, like, sometime randomly next year around Lunar New Year. Though it's more likely that they would do the 2021 then. In 2021. Or, you know, bringing back the 2021. If they're still doing a method like that. They really need a better method to get all the older pets, though, in general. The pet system's still pretty clunky in that regard. That and maxing out pets in the current state of the game is super annoying as well. Because as more pets come into the game, each individual one is harder. New one is harder to max. Luckily, the faction ones are pretty straightforward because all you have to do is get 2,500 renown in the faction to get it maxed. And they're cheaper, technically, than buying them through the event, the pet event, which I still find rather ironic. That the best way to get max pets is not to buy them in pet events, which you would think is like the best method, but it's actually to go do pure factions. And it comes out to be less gems. Takes slightly more time, but it's less gems and you get more loot overall for your value. Do you think the pet gnome moving to explore might happen with a small patch? I sure hope so. It's something that was requested by the community quite hard on the forum. I think the post on it had like 70 something likes, which is for the forum is pretty high. If anything breaks 50 likes on the forum, it is ridiculously high likes. Might even be reaching 100 at this point. But I hope they do. It'd be a pretty nice addition. Because a lot of people spend most of their time in Explore. I already have been even prior to tokens coming out in them. But now there's even more so ever since tokens. And there's pretty much no other piece of content that exists in Endgame if they end up adding Pet Gnome to Explore. Which might be one of the reasons why they're slightly hesitant to. Because Explorer is increasingly becoming the only excessively viable place to farm in Endgame. At least in the current state of the game. That'll probably be tweaked in times to come. Like once they finally do a PvP rework and stuff. But as it currently stands, even right now in the current state of the game, I feel like in Endgame, Explorer is pretty much the only thing you should be doing with excess time, other than, you know, beyond doing your dailies and your normal guild stuff. Like, not counting all that. Like, any of the infinite farms that you have available, like PvP, Treasure Hunt, Arena, Explore. Between all those methods, Explore seems to be By far the best in the current state of the game. Because there's so many things you can effectively farm in it. It has highest gold rate, it has highest metal rate, and pretty much the only way to really farm metals. It has highest EXP rate, and it has highest class EXP rate. Hero EXP and class EXP. So there's a lot of things going for it. You just use a massive amount of pet food to get Mr. Snow, the pet that is useless once you get it, max level 20, and your reward was a green orb. That's like winning the Powerball and getting $100, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, I still have several pets that I can upgrade, but they're all cosmetic pets or useless pets, so I haven't bothered upgrading them yet. Oh, why'd I do that? We could have already won. Win condition's already there. Hello, Zex. Welcome. Yeah, no problem for the code, Zeddicus and everyone. Yeah, it should still be active, so definitely make sure to go check the code if you guys haven't already. I don't think it's been burned out yet. We posted it like, what, 5-10 minutes ago? Where's my paste button? Why is it not working? There it is. But here's the code. Pretty sure it's still going to be active for a few more minutes. Pretty sure it hasn't been used up. Also, Saturday night streams, for whatever reason, tend to get the lowest amount of views of any of our nightly streams, so it's probably going to last a little bit longer than it normally does. Guess everyone's busy on Saturday night. And I feel like generally on Saturday nights I'm just chilling more often than not. It's also my catch up on sleep night normally. Because Sunday morning I generally don't have anything to do. Do the game codes work for Xbox? Unfortunately, no. Redeem codes only work on the PC mobile version of the game. It doesn't work on any of the consoles. And that mostly has to do with policy on the consoles that prevent them from doing so. They only the cross-platform PC mobile version it works on. Every other version it does not. And we should be about halfway to that level. And then we get our 6-0 for our level. I mean, 59, never mind. I forgot, we're not at 60 yet. Soon TM. But then we'll just need 11 more. And we can get about 3 per hour. Or at least at this level range, we can get about 3 per hour. Soon TM. All of the soon TMs. Just like next patch. But I hope they do something interesting for next mini patch. Some mini patches are extremely underwhelming. Just because they're supposed to be small patches. Sometimes they give us something really nice in some of them. Sometimes the small thing that they give is so nice that it's better than the bigger patch occasionally. And I feel like Pet Gnomes coming to explore, if it does happen in that mini patch, would be better almost than next patch than what 4.8 will be. However, 4.8 is doing some kind of class rework most likely. We don't know exactly what, or if that even will be what they do. But they're definitely going to very soon because there's only, what, 3 more hero classes left? 2 more? I forget now. I think it was 3 more. But in a few months, we're going to have every hero class in the game. I believe by mid-April. So yeah, that would be 3 months then. Oh yeah, I will be getting back into streaming Puzzle Quest 1 soon. In the next upcoming weeks. I definitely want to finish it out very soon. We're about a little bit prior to halfway. I'm not even sure because the Switch version of the game added DLC. And I'm not sure how much content was actually added to it. Apparently they added like 100-something quests. Which if that is true, it probably added like 5 to 15 hours to the game. If not more. Like some of those quests I already got are really hard for the expansion. Some of them, they give it to you in early game, yet it seems like they're scaled for late game. Apparently they didn't balance it too well. At least some aspects of it. That or just some classes are just horrible against some things. Which is, I guess, is the other situation. Because some classes' builds are just really bad against some other builds in Puzzle Quest. Because you can get hard countered by something. Like some kind of mage being up against something that constantly gains stats whenever you cast. Which is actually the situation of the battle that I can't beat for one of the side quest things from the expansion. Because every single time you cast a spell, it gains stronger. Yet the class that we're using is really spell-based. And not skull-based. Though it doesn't help that we picked the hardest hero class as well. I'm playing it on hard difficulty with the hardest hero class. They added difficulties next to every hero class, and the one we picked is the only one that's just very hard. I'm not sure if it actually is the hardest hero class though, even though it does say it is technically. It's mostly hard in the sense that everything it does damage to itself for the most part. So you have to really pay attention to your HP constantly. Because almost every single thing boosts based on your HP or reduces your HP. Luckily HP replenishes every battle though. That's always annoying in some RPGs. When you don't have auto heal. And you basically have to constantly keep going to a location to heal. Kind of like an inn or something. Or in case of Pokemon, like a Pokemon Center. But generally it's some kind of inn generally. In like other RPGs. But I don't know. I understand kind of the reasoning behind it. Like it makes sense in like a dungeon kind of situation. But for just like normal battles, it can be very annoying. Where you just like accidentally take some damage. It's like, oh, I need to go heal now. Especially in those kind of games when you're running without a healer. So of course, Puzzle Quest runs based on one troop. Unlike Gems of War, where you have 4 different troops. Puzzle Quest is basically the inverse. Where you have one troop that can cast multiple spells. Rather than multiple troops that can cast one spell. Oh, there's our level. Nice. Level 59. We're almost there. Levels to go. And then we get ourselves our +1 purple or explode, depending on which way we plan on slotting. And we'll get that done very soon. But for now, I'll probably leave it at that. Don't forget to go to this pet. You have exactly 5 hours left as of this exact moment in time. Obviously, once the stream gets uploaded, probably less than that. But if you do miss out on it, don't worry. You could probably get it next year. And if not next year, they're probably selling it for like $5 or $10 in about a week from now. So if you still desperately wanted it, there is that option for it. I don't know, it's not really, it's completely cosmetic, so you don't really need to worry about it. However, the most noteworthy thing about this pet is Shin'Tang only has 2 pets. And this is one of those 2 pets. And We will eventually have a faction for it, which will count for the second pet, so you don't need to worry about getting this to level 20. However, yeah, Shentang only has 2 pets. Wait, why is it only showing as 1? Oh, because I typed in Shentang. I meant to do the Kingdom of Shentang, because the other one doesn't have the word Shentang in it. But, yeah, there's only 2 Shentang pets. It's Shortlong and Hoglet, though we will have a third once we get faction. So you can just do the faction and this for 2 level 20s. However, at some level prior to that, I believe you need to own 2 pets. Not level 20 pets, but just simply own them. And this thing might actually be required for that at some point. I don't think it's currently required. I forget what level you need that for. 11? 12? I forget the level. But I know at some level you need to own 2 of the pets in order to gain the Kingdom Star. Not level 20 yet. I believe level 20 is at 14. But sometime prior to that, I believe you need to own 2 to get a star level for one of them. It's currently only at star level 8. So you don't need to worry about it too much, but still a factor nonetheless. But anyways, guys, I will catch all of you later. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see all of you soon. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go over all of the event stuff that night for the following week, as well as next patch soon TM. No, we won't have anything to really mention in that regard, but we'll mention all the event stuff. Next week will definitely be more eventful than this week. Speaking of that, I will still be covering the event video for this week, mostly, if nothing else, to cover Elemental Bow. Elemental Bow in itself is pretty much the whole video, just because, or maybe not the whole video, but you know, it's a pretty relevant aspect. And I still want to cover it as we do cover every single weekly event, even if we're going to be covering it this late. But starting next week, we should be back to completely normal schedule then. The only other thing I would really need to cover is catching up on the hero class, but we've been working on that, and we're almost there. Soon, TM. But anyways, guys, hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Catch you guys later, and stay safe with all the storms and everything out there. Goodbye, everyone!